Different setup here at Collinsville High School with Coach Ernie Willingham with the Coach Ernie Willingham Show. Coach, how you been doing, buddy? You had a beautiful day this morning, I can tell you that.
Oh yeah, it's pretty good. Weather's good.
It's cooled off a little bit so we can breathe a little at least. You guys had a tough one last Friday night against Pisgah. You guys remind me of each other. You know, they just a little bit more experienced than you guys, but you didn't get it done, obviously. But take us back to last Friday night and what all transpired. You knew going into that game they were going to be really explosive offensively.
They got a good football team.
Yeah.
Okay, they're explosive. They got a really good quarterback. I think he was 16 out of 18 throwing the ball. And running back had about 150 yards rushing. And they had 3 receivers that caught or 2 that caught over 100 yards, I think. But they're just really explosive, and they did a good job exposed us pretty good.
Yeah. They were tough, man. That quarterback, they get rolling, then they run it. They can throw it good. They're balanced. They're a good football team. Coach, what was your message to the guys after that? Because still everything you want is still in front of you. Region championship still in front of you. The playoff berth still in front of you. Everything you want is right there in front of you still.
Well, we don't need to completely forget it. You know, we need to learn from it. And my message was we're going to watch films and we're going to try to get better. You know, we're going to try to coach better and play better. And there's enough blame to go around, you know, when you get beat like that. So, and I think we did a little evaluating this weekend. We're going to move a couple of people around and, you know, maybe do a couple of things different, especially on defense, and see what we can do.
Coach, you can't hang your head, and the guys can't hang their head because you got a rival that's 5 miles from here that you guys are going to be playing this week, Coach Heath and Sandrock, who actually got their first victory last Friday, so they're going to have a little bit of an edge there as well. And talking to Coach Heath, he said it's the best defensive performance they've had in several years there. So, you know, this week's going to be another stout game. Talk about Sandrock, what you've seen from those guys.
I tell you what, Sandrock is not a bad football team. They had a really good game. Just gave up 7 points to Section and played really good defense. The little quarterback, the little Ashley kid, he can spin it around pretty good. And Cox boy that is really good, and they have a good lineman. The Tucker kid is as good a lineman as they are around. They got several more to go with them. I'm going to try to name everybody they got. I know most of those kids because, like you said, we're only 5 miles apart.
It's crazy.
I know most of those guys, but you know, and it's a big rival.
Yeah.
You know, like we're 5 miles apart, so everybody talks about Alabama and Auburn, but Alabama and Auburn are what are they 150 miles apart, and we're 5 miles apart.
Yeah.
And you know, our kids go to church with their kids, and it means something.
Yeah, no
doubt. It really means something. So they're going to play as hard as they can play, and I hope our kids do too. We can't just forgetting about the last game. You know, we can't let that hurt us. And we said going into that game that it was a big game. You know, we were undefeated, they were undefeated, and we played it like a big game. But we knowing the whole time that there's a lot of work left to do, win, lose, or draw in that game. So and we still got lots of stuff, good things that could happen to us. You know, if we continue to improve. Coach,
one thing that was zero doubt was the crowd here.
Oh, man.
That had to be a big gate. Now, I mean, I seen people park. Even trade day was filled up with people over there. Talk about that gate and how excited it was to have that many people here on campus.
Well, that helps our kids' feelings to see that many people, but Pisgah brought a big crowd.
They sure did.
And we brought a big crowd. And a lot of times our crowd's late getting in. A lot of times it'll be about kickoff. You look around, there won't be that many people there. And you look around towards the end of the first quarter, and we're packed out. But our guys got here early and stayed late, and you know that I don't think anybody there wasn't much negative, you know, going on about it. Sometimes when you get beat like we got beat, a little negative going on, but I think everybody's still on our side, and our kids understand that we've got to get better.
Yeah,
you know, we've got to get better, and we're going to go to work today and try to get ready to play Sandrock.
Hey, talk about this rivalry a little bit. Some of the memories of some Sandrock Collinsville games in the past. I know you've played in some, and you've probably been a part of coaching several.
I tell you what, I'm not going to name any particular years, but when I played, there was some really good ball games, you know, and a lot of most of these guys have got people I played against got grandkids that are playing now. Like I've got grandson playing now, but those are the ones I believe it means more to those guys than it does to the players. Our players don't really, we don't buy into all that. Our players don't as much as the parents, but the communities, the communities really get behind that thing and
right.
Push it. And there's gonna be a lot of interest. We play at Sandrock, and there'll be a crowd. They'll bring a crowd, and I hope we take a crowd up there too because, like I said last week, it takes a little juice to play football.
That's a very unique situation because just knowing both of you guys' programs since we started Average Joe, similar kids, similar DNA, similar mindset, real tough kids, type kids you take out and work all day and still come play football, but you're kind of looking at a mirror with each other.
Well, our kids are related. Our kids are related. We got cousins out there, and that cousins and uncles and grandpas, and
like you said, church members
that live out there, and kids go here, and people that live here and go out there, and over the years we've had several of our coaches their coaches that played at Collinsville, that coached at Sandrock. Coach Jake Way, who's a legend.
Yeah.
Legend out there, won a state championship and won. I don't know how many guys he graduated with Donnie Jones, and he graduated in 1975 with Johnny Jones.
Wow.
Mike McElrath, he was in that graduating class. He sure was.
Yeah, he was. He won a state.
Yeah, and then Jeffrey Norris, who was a defensive coordinator out there, he coached baseball for years out there too. He graduated with my brother. He graduated in 1984, I think, 3 or 4, one of those years in there, and they had some really good teams. So a lot of those guys, I can keep on. There's a bunch of them.
So that's deep rooted then.
Deep rooted, sure is.
Last thing before we let you go, what's your focus this week? Because, like you said, you can't let one loss turn into another loss, and you got some things to correct, obviously, but it's not always as easy when you got a rival that week. So you got that coming up.
We got to worry about them, but we got to worry about us first.
Yeah.
We're going to try to correct the things we got. And move the people we think we need to move and work on us. And at the same time, we're game planning for Sandrock and getting ready for them too. But I'm more concerned about us right now than anybody else. We still got some things we got to get better at.
Gotcha. Well, Coach, we're going to shut this one down. Good luck to you guys in the long, dreadful travel of 5 miles to get over there to play Sandrock Friday. And hopefully, God willing, and the creek bank don't rise, we can be out there and check you guys out.
Good deal.
Thank you so much, Coach.